All right, so I'm going to interrupt all this great conversation for a couple minutes because we have a few things to get done this evening. I hope you're all having a great time here. It seems like there's definitely been some good energy this past day, and I wanted to give a couple of thanks. I wanted to give a big thanks to Diane Dempster, who helped source and coordinate the food that you're enjoying this evening for dinner. And she brought back a tradition that was practiced for many years by Tilth producers, and it's really awesome, again, to bring it back. And I also want to thank Charlie's Produce, who sourced a lot of the food, donated a lot of food, and also helped with the logistics of bringing it here tonight. Another thanks to Badger Mountain Organic Winery and Vineyard for donating the wonderful wine that you find on your table. And I learned, which I did not know, that the Badgery Winery is the first wine grape vineyard to be USDA certified in Washington State. So that's pretty amazing as well. So you can find all this info on the card that describes your food, where the food has come from, the farms and the farmers that produce the food for us, there on your table. So there are a few other thank yous before we get to our raffle drawing, which is where we're headed after I finish speaking. So this conference would not take place without the support of our many sponsors. And they understand that their support is an investment in this community, in our growth and our learning, and in the work that we do, and the work that needs to be done to continue to keep our food system resilient, equitable, and sustainable. And so first I'd like to thank the Human Links Foundation, which has been very generous in supporting us in providing scholars to a large number of people who are attending this conference. And I'd like to thank our conference champion sponsors. That includes Cloudview Farms, Snohomish County Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, Badger Mountain Winery has been a sponsor, Cascadia Produce, King County, Washington Farmland Trust, WSDA Regional Markets, and WSU Food Systems. And there have been a number of other sponsors. I can't name all of them, but each one has made a difference by contributing to this conference, and I am very grateful for their support. So if you take a time to look at who all of our sponsors are, and if you have an opportunity at any time when you're out there to thank them for what they do, it would be greatly appreciated. So we also have had a number of amazing exhibitors here at the conference this weekend, and I've been really gratified and happy to see you all out there making them feel welcome and talking to them about their products and why they're here. And many of them are joining us here for dinner tonight, so I want to thank all of you as well, all of you exhibitors, for being here with us this weekend. Yeah. So next, I'd like to show our appreciation to the Tilth Conference Advisory Committee. So every year we have an advisory committee that helps us to sort of organize the themes of our conference and decide exactly how we're going to pull things together. That includes a social committee, which helps us plan all of the social activities. I want to thank Christina Miller and Mercy Carriacka-McGee on the Program Development Committee for helping us shape the themes and formats of all the work sessions. I don't know who of our advisory committee is here, but I would appreciate it. Could you, if any of you are here, can you raise your hand and wave your hand so that we can see who you are? You're all too shy. Ah, there's one of you here. Cool. Okay. And then I want to express my deep gratitude to the Tilth Alliance Conference team. That is the staff that really put this conference together. And it includes Sam Osborne, Gwen Vernon, Don DeGier, Cheryl Weiser, Sarah Parolin, and Terry Raxon, many of whom are sitting over at this table. And Kevin McAleese. And, you know, organizing a conference like this is really a heavy lift and one that the conference team took on with enthusiasm and passion. But I'm going to have to ask three of you to come up here, which really formed the backbone of the work that was done. And those are the co-managers of the conference, Sarah and Terry, and Kevin, who provided incredible support. Can I ask the three of you just to come up and be recognized for a second? And of course, Sarah's out there somewhere. Okay. So there's just a small token of our appreciation for all the work that you guys have done. Thank you very, very much. And then I really want to thank all of you because we can create the time and space for this to happen. We can organize the logistics. We can get a dinner put on the table. But, you know, the magic is really happens when all of you come together and the energy that you bring into the room. And my experience this weekend, this first day of the weekend, has been that you really brought it. And I just, you know, kudos to you for being here and for bringing the passion and the commitment to the room and the conversation, the great conversations. I really appreciate it. Again, thank you very much. So now we're going to just, I think it's time to get to, there's one other thing that I was asked to say, and that was to remind people that there is an all-gender restroom downstairs. And then finally, I think we're ready to actually get to the raffle. I'm going to draw a raffle ticket, or somebody's going to draw. Where are the raffle tickets? Okay. I'm going to ask someone else to come up and draw it, as in Sam seems like a good person.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Close your eyes.
Is everybody ready? Yeah. Okay. I'm looking away. All right. The first winner is ticket B0. No, is that a B or an 8?
It's a B.
B02552. Right here.
Woohoo! So as the first raffle winner, you get to pick your prize.
Yeah. You get to choose between these fabulous array of stuff. Yep. All confirmed. It's confirmed. Ladies and gentlemen, it's legit.
What a shock. I'm surprised.
Wow. Right on.
Yeah. No, I think
those
are both yours, bud.
Oh, yeah. That's
Great.
Okay. Get your psychic, energy going this way. If you want to, want me to draw your ticket, here we go. All right, and the second winner is 802639. Oh, yeah. Natalie!
Wait. Woohoo!
Is it like right outfit? You can pick it.
If only. Your choice. And that one has hot sauce in it. So. Yeah, exactly. All right.
So what is this one?
This has a bunch of stuff from Johnny Seeds. It's a pretty cool little hack from Johnny Seeds.
So there's actually a third one.
I guess there's a third one. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, the third. This is for the raffle, right? The Johnny Seeds package.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. This is a Johnny Seeds package, which includes a really cool hat and some seed packets and a nifty little knife. Let's see who gets this beautiful package. Will be 802529. 2529. Right over here. Woo! Lucky winner of the Johnny's Seed basket. Beautiful. All right.
Awesome. Congratulations. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So now I am going to invite Gwen Vernon up. We are going to start our award ceremony.
Is it the moment we're all waiting for? So quiet out there. So good evening. I'm Gwen Vernon with Tilth's Farm Program. As Melissa said, it's now time for the annual Tilth Conference tradition of recognizing a Farmer of the Year and an Advocate of the Year, and this year we're going to do a Lifetime Achievement Award. However, before delving into the awards, I'd like to remember an active farmer in the Tilth farming community, Salvador Morales of Northwest Green Farm from the Skagit. He passed away last Saturday due to complications from COVID. Salvador came to almost every Tilth conference I've ever been to. He had a constant smile and happiness about him. He always attended with his brother Misael. We're gonna miss Salvador. There's a GoFundMe if anyone wants to help Misael, his brother, pay for the funeral. We posted that around the conference, and there's also something on the tables. But the funeral already happened, but looking for funds. So anyway, there's a lot of change in our farming community, and that is one of them, a sad one. So on to something happier, on to the awards. So the Farmer and the Advocate of the Year awards are nominated by members of the agricultural community and given to individuals who have had a profound impact on Washington State's food system and on agriculture statewide. The Farmer of the Year is a farmer or farm who exhibits outstanding or innovative efforts in the field. And the Advocate of the Year is an individual who has made a significant contribution to the sustainability of organic and regenerative farming. Thank you to Anthony Reyes, Diane Dempster, Ann Schwartz, and Nate Stacy for being part of the awards subcommittee that reviewed nominations and made a determination on this year's awardees. And I'm just realizing that I forgot to click this. Here's the remembrance. Oops. Go back. That's Salvador Morales, if anybody recognized him from past conferences. So going to the Farmer of the Year. Since 2003, 17 farmers have been awarded the Farmer of the Year, and 18 individuals, have been awarded the Advocate of the Year. And as I mentioned earlier, this year we'll also be awarding a special Lifetime Achievement Award, which happens whenever it's deemed that it should be given. And to date, there have been a total of 3 Lifetime Achievement Awards. Today will be the 4th. The following criteria, I'm going to go back to the farmers here. The following criteria are considered for Farmer of the Year: innovations in organic farming or livestock management, including crops and crop rotations, weed, pest, and disease management, production strategies, or the development of value-added products and marketing. Excellence in enhancing farm resources like soil, water, wildlife, and biodiversity. Attention to building and preserving soil fertility and tilth. Inspiration or education of organic farmers, consumers, or others in the organic community. Adherence to organic or sustainable practices. The nominee doesn't have to be and certified organic or carry other third-party reviewed certifications, but doing those practices. And then active in the wider community. These criteria are considered for the Advocate of the Year. They've made a significant contribution to organic, regenerative, and sustainable agriculture. They've made significant contributions to the success of Washington farms and farmers. They've helped develop the Washington farming community through education, policy, research, or something else. They are an inspiration, and they educate organic farmers, consumers, and others in the organic community, and they have statewide impact. So I'm going to call up Ann Schwartz, who will present the Farmer of the Year Award and the Lifetime Achievement Award, and then Laura Lewis, sandwiched in between, will present the Advocate of the Year Award. So, Farmer of the Year, Ann, come on up.
Well, it's great to be here tonight, and I've sat on this committee for several years, and I'm always finding myself wondering who to nominate for Farmer of the Year. And this year the nomination came from our county extension director, and as soon as I saw it, I just said, oh, this is really going to be great. This year we are honoring a whole family for Farmer of the Year, and I'm happy to say I've known them and had a close relationship with them for probably most of my farming career. This year we're honoring a Skagit Valley farm, the Headland family farm, and included in this family is Farmer Dave, his sister Mary, his partner and life coach Serena Campbell, his daughter Lauren Headland, and his nephew Kai Otteson. And we are going to show a little video. Oh, good, we have the picture up. And when Dave and Serena get up here, they can tell me the names of their critical crew, which I failed to write down. But everybody in this picture is absolutely a critical part of why the Headland Farm has been such an outstanding farm and contributor in the Skagit Valley. And I think we're supposed to watch the video next? Great, okay.
Talk about the early days.
Yeah, we started out basically, it was just the two of us, and we didn't have a lot of employees, and I'd drive the combine, he'd drive the truck.
Farm here, the Headland family farm is in its third generation and currently moving to its fourth generation. There isn't a day goes by, I don't thank the good Lord, my grandpa left North Dakota and came here because he landed on the best of the best. We call it the Magic Skagit, but it's just an incredible place to farm. Our stewardship of our land, our stewardship of our communities and our families is so tied to who we are as a planet. Stewardship, soil, family, and community kind of sums up what we try to do. You know, the question, I guess, that asks is why would we focus this much on stewardship and sustainability? And the reality is it's something that is brought up in you, that you feel strongly about, but isn't necessarily in your best short-term interest. In the long-term interest of us as farmers and stewards of the land is everything, okay? And if you don't take care of the land, it won't take care of you long-term. You know, our interaction on this planet as human beings and agriculture both, you know, are very, very incredibly complex. And it doesn't mean we do everything right. We try to do the best we can. We try to learn from our mistakes and make new mistakes every day, not make the same ones over and over again. But we try to kind of embrace the complexity of agriculture, which is kind of counter to society, which would like everything in a couple sound bites these days. I sometimes think the idea in America today of long-range thinking is buying green bananas. Food with good stewardship may cost a little more, but only in the very shortest terms. Long term, it pays huge dividends. And one of the things that I think we as a society have to really ask ourselves is, if you win a race to the bottom, where are you? I think both Serena and I, if we transfer this farm to the next generation a little bit better than when we got it, you know, that will be the indication of success.
So I'm going to talk just a little bit more about what the Hedden clan has done. In addition to stewarding their land in a progressive manner for generations, they have all contributed in many ways to our local and statewide community. I first met Dave working with Washington State University, local water and fish issues, the Northwest Ag Research Foundation. Serena and Dave were primary members of the Organization of Skagitonians to Preserve Farmland, which has been an incredibly important, critical organization in our county. And Washington State Farm Credit Bureau, Dave served on the local school board. Serena has served as the president of the local Farm Bureau chapter. Kai has served as a board member and president of the Mount Vernon Farmers Market. Now he's with the Food Hub. So in addition to growing amazing food and growing their amazing families, they just give and give and give. My own personal situation where they jumped into some chaos in my life. Several years ago, my mother got very ill, and I had to basically leave the farm to help her with her passage. And Serena called me up and said, "You need us to do your starts for you this year?" And they grew hundreds of flats of all my starts because I was taking care of my mom. And so, Dave and Serena, please come up. And it's just such an honor to honor you both today. You're both really important in my life and in the Valley's life and for all of us. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ann, and thank all of you, your board, and all of you as individuals for all the stewardship that you do and that you work hard on every day. This is a nice award, and it's a real honor, but it's really important to remember that we're a family farm, we're a farming community, and everyone around us contributes to these things. I'd like to pay special attention tonight to our employees, the Rodriguez brothers, David, Augustine, Antonio, Martin, and Octavio. The good works that we do is because we have people that can help us get the job done every day. And the Rodriguez brothers, David Rodriguez has been with us 37 years this year. The baby of the family, our greenhouse manager, Antonio, is 26 years this year. I'd also like to acknowledge the fact that our family farm has gone over 100 years by multi-generational stewardship. My two sisters, Carol and Mary, and myself, we share a common vision, and that allows us to go forward, even though just Serena and I are primarily the farmers. So I want to acknowledge that. I want to especially acknowledge my wife, Serena Campbell, and my brother-in-law, John Baker, because it's not a big surprise that Carol and Mary and I would feel a strong sense of stewardship for our family land. But Serena was an oceanographer at the University of Washington when I convinced her to marry me and go farming. And John Baker's a CPA. And both of them have adopted the stewardship ethic of this farm and taken it as their own and helped move it to the next generation. And that's a 30, 40, 50-year commitment. And I really want to respect that and honor that. So thank you all for this award, and have a really good conference, and keep doing the Lord's work. Thank you.
And now, Laura Lewis is going to come up to give the Advocate Award.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Laura Lewis. I'm with the WSU Food Systems Program, and it is my honor to be able to introduce the Advocate of the Year Award. I'm calling it the GOAL. It is an incredible honor to be here to present the 2021 Tilth Alliance Advocate of the Year. This is awarded annually to an individual who has made significant contributions to the sustainable agricultural community. As we could see 2020 in the rearview mirror, receding into history, it became clear that the year ahead would continue to be awash with ongoing and new challenges, recognition of the past year's trauma, and a continued sense of isolation for many. But there were bright spots, often blinding us with hope and a sense of excitement for what was possible. What is possible? This year's Advocate awardee has demonstrated Wonder Woman-like skills throughout her career, revealing a breadth of knowledge about the Washington food and farming system and a sense of the possible. She has been one of our most valuable and committed leaders. She is comfortably confident, compassionately honest, and wonderfully realistic in her collaborative work with partners, all while willing to dream big. During 2021, the WSDA continued to respond to the continuing COVID-19 emergency by laying a foundation for food systems resilience in the face of disaster. Through a remarkable $94 million investment in Washington's food system by the 2021 legislature, WSDA Focus on Food initiative is bolstering existing programs and pursuing one-time investments that curb some of the significant effects of the pandemic for agriculture. Notably, Tilth's Advocate of the Year led her team to partner with the Department of Commerce to award more than $15 million in relief and recovery grants, a total of 840 across the state, to craft beverage and shellfish businesses, farmers markets, and agritourism operations. She also awarded 58 capacity and infrastructure grants to small-scale meat processors to help them respond to supply chain disruption and helped local food and farm businesses access household and school nutrition program markets. Her team is also issuing grant awards designed to mitigate the impacts of the pandemic. Awards include her assistance with infrastructure improvements for farms, supply chain and market access for small and underrepresented business owners, and farm-to-school purchasing. Through demand for food assistance demand for food assistance may not return to pre-COVID levels for years, and long-term improvement to the state's food system will take an ongoing effort. These boosts to existing programs and significant one-time investments will further promote food system resilience and address vulnerabilities exposed and caused by the impacts of the pandemic. And all of this was on top of her regular pre-COVID workload. She is a champion. She continues to be our champion. Maybe we can go so far as to say the GOAT, greatest of all 2021 time, especially given the circumstances of this year. However, with all the Lauras doing food access work across the Washington food system, please raise your hand. I was hoping there'd be like 20 Lauras here tonight because all of you know all the Lauras. I would like to propose we use the term goal for this year's Advocate of the Year. Laura Raymond, greatest of all Lauras. I'd like to welcome Karen Allman up here to receive the award for Laura Raymond, who is not able to make it here tonight. Here's your award, Laura. You're somewhere watching us. Here you go.
Wow, and all those things are true and more. So, yeah, to y'all's chagrin, I will be receiving this award on Laura's behalf tonight. She would have loved to be here, but needed to be with some family. But don't worry, I've got some notes from her, but I couldn't help but take the opportunity to say a little word myself just for all of her contributions and what she's meant to me in my professional career. So let me just first say with complete and utter resolve and a full heart, this is so well-deserved, 10 times fold that. For those of you that don't know, I worked with her for over 5 years. I know intimately how relentless she's worked to build a better future for small farms and food businesses, the viability and vitality of those operations. She's a true advocate with community-based roots who is a leader for positive change. Laura, if you're listening, here's what I see in you. You bring people together against challenging odds and through difficult conversations by changing perspectives and disrupting conventional belief systems. You're a nuanced facilitator who is eloquent, smart, emphatic and bold, what I love most is how you build leaders as you lead, always providing a context, historical knowledge, and transparent intent with egoless motivation. You teach and it lifts other people up. That's what builds a movement. So now I transition from my own words, which I didn't expect to get so emotional. So now a conversation kind of with myself, right? Because now we transition to some of the words she had me prep for her, which she, in her graciousness, wouldn't have left me on this stage alone. Thank you. I was completely surprised, and you all are good at keeping secrets. And I am touched and deeply honored to receiving this award. I've been following along via live stream today. I'll hold you to that. And it's a strange experience to learn and be inspired along with you without being able to catch up in person. This award is very meaningful to me because my desire to do this work is completely rooted in my respect for what you all do daily through heat waves, droughts, fires, a pandemic, and now floods. and infusing your efforts with moments of joy, connection, and celebration. The path many of you laid before I joined you on it is what it makes possible for me to advocate for nuts and bolts programs, policies, funding, awareness, and appreciation for what you do. I loved hearing today from what I call Demeter women. They, along with Mark Music, were the leaders who will welcome me as a very young woman into this movement in Washington. Working for Michelle Cantillano at the Pike Place Market Basket CSA, I learned about savvy direct marketing strategies and the Tulamine raspberries from Gretchen Hoyt. Someone still needs to let me know who Gretchen is. Is she here? I'm not sure. I need to get that historical perspective. I learned from Ann Schwartz that garlic needs to be cured and which Washington state institutions should be held accountable to small-scale and sustainable farms. Hint, I work for one of them now. Diane Dempster provided an example of how to foster mutually beneficial relationships up and down the value chain before terms like regional food value chains existed. Since then, the network I've been incredibly privileged to encounter has grown to include leaders from multiple generations, include a very specific special call out, including treasured peers like Dr. Laura Lewis. Woo! I continue to learn from your care, creativity, innovation, fortitude, business, and farming acumen. I'm grateful for the openness to collaboration and commitment to continually clarifying our understanding of what it means to have a just food system. That feels like a sentence I hear her say every day, right out of her mouth. You sustain the vision I'm motivated by, an agriculture that nourishes bodies, souls, communities, and cultures, land and water, and the connections between them all. Thank you.
That was a wonderful tribute. Laura has done so very much. So now I have the distinct honor to honor a woman who is not with us today, but she is in spirit and she is watching and listening to this. We are honoring Mary Robinson, who has farmed on Vashon Island since the early 1990s. Some of you have heard me speak about the inspiration that I have enjoyed with my long history of working with the organic farming community. And Mary is one of those beings that has enriched my life and many others who have enjoyed the opportunity to work with her. We are here today because of her critical energy as chair of the conference committee for Tilth to organize these farm conferences from 1995 until 2014. Mary started farming in the early 1990s, and she attended her first Tilth conference in 1994 when Wendell Berry was speaking, and she joined the Tilth Producers Co-op as a result of her own inspiration at that conference the next year in 1995. She's always been an educator at heart, and she immediately assumed the leadership role to chair the conference committee's annual work. She worked with farmers, researchers, and industry players to design compelling workshops and panel discussions. She worked actively with Oregon Tilth on the Tilth 30th and Tilth 40th conferences so that our two states could work together to celebrate those special anniversaries. She's worked quite a bit with research faculty at both Washington State University as well as Oregon State University, and grew to love being around these fascinating people that have committed their own life work to coming up with better solutions for all of the multiple challenges we have trying to grow profitable crops. Mary sold produce at the Vashon Island Farmers Market for many years. She served on the board of the Vashon Island Growers Association and the Farmers Market for many, many years. She was instrumental in helping to write a grant that built a permanent shelter for new and established farmers. And then she helped secure funding to purchase the site when it went up for sale to ensure an excellent marketing site for Vashon Island farmers for long into the future. Working with another farmer on Vashon Island, they were successful in reinstating the horticulture program that was taught at the Vashon Island School District. She then helped develop a curriculum that was approved by the State Board of Education and then taught that curriculum to high school students on Vashon Island for many, many years. They grew a large garden. They had a kitchen. They prepared a tremendous amount of food. She taught soil chemistry. She taught photosynthesis and how to prepare nutritious and wholesome meals as part of the science curriculum for the Vashon High School. She played a very important role helping to organize several events during the international protest that happened in Seattle when the World Trade Organization met to negotiate food and trade. She helped organize an international panel to speak about problems with ongoing trade issues. I was invited to join this panel, and I found myself with the likes of Vandana Shiva, French farmer Jose Bové, Jim Hightower, and others who spoke to thousands of people gathered in downtown Seattle. Because Seattle got shut down, and so there was so much impact from all the people that came to the city to pay attention to what was going on with the WTO, she was asked to organize a breakfast to feed 400 farmers that came from around the world to participate in this protest. And they had food donated from many Vashon Island farmers, from Charlie's Produce, and the bread companies, and they all got together and made a tremendous amount of food, and when there was extra, they were able to donate it to the homeless people that lived on the streets around that part of Seattle. She's also been involved with other local efforts to gather and ship needed tools to Honduras after national disasters there, and her work was always full of integrity, full of direction, full of all of the things that make us happy to get up in the morning. And on top of all of that, she has a wicked sense of humor, and she has been an absolute joy to work with. So even though Mary is not here today, we have these amazing conferences because Mary set us up to do that for nearly 20 years, and it was high time that we said, thank you, Mary. So this is her beautiful award. Keep clapping because we love you, Mary, and we hope you're just having a great time where you are. She's actually in Mexico with family right now, so she got to miss the flood. But thank you all, and I'll ask Gwen to come back up.
So let's all give one last round of applause to Headlands Family Farms, Laura Raymond, and Mary Robinson for their enormous contributions to agriculture and farmers in Washington State. So now on to the next thing. I have the pleasure of introducing two longtime Tilthies to the stage to share their musical talents with us. First up is Anthony Reyes. We have to take a moment to give our sincerest thanks to Anthony. He is a constant supporter and contributor to the Tilth Conference and to the farm program. He's always willing to participate and lend his expertise and opinions in the various committees and programs in this work. This year he was on the advisory committee and the social committee and the awards committee for the conference. He will also be leading a session tomorrow on agroecology. Don't miss it. Thank you, Anthony. And after Anthony, we will welcome our very own Director of Outreach, Cheryl Weiser. Cheryl is the engine behind Tilth Alliance's media outreach and strategic partnerships, including as our lead staff person to the Eat Local First collaborative. I've worked closely with Cheryl on a number of important projects related to the farm program, including the launch and development of Eat Local First and the Washington Food and Farm Finder. And she is a gifted communicator, builder of relationships, and someone who is warm and creative in her thinking and in her communication. And as you'll witness tonight, also in her music. I've truly enjoyed working with you, Cheryl, these past couple years. And I look forward to hearing you tonight. And I look forward to hearing Anthony. So with that, take it away, Anthony. I don't know where he is. There he is. Are you ready? Okay, we're stalling, so have some dessert, and Anthony will come up when he's ready.
So true, I love you. Sunny, thank you for the sunshine. Sunny, thank you for the love and for my faith. You gave to me your all in all, and now I feel 10 feet tall. Sunny, one so true, I love you. Sunny, thank you for the truth you let me see. Sunny, thank you for the plans from A to Z. My life is torn like windblown sand, and the color is torn when you held me. Sunny, one so true, I love you. Sunny, thank you for that smile on your face. Sunny, thank you for that look that goes the place. You're my spark of nature's fire. You're my
Can folks hear the guitar? Even as quiet as I play it? Beautiful. Yeah, so I actually only have one song I kind of prepared for, but in the spirit of the Moth storytelling event that's going to be happening afterwards, I thought it would be better to have one of the songs that I wrote while it's about I was actually just pruning blueberries like 7 years ago or so, and so it was pretty much a song I wrote around there. Pruning blueberries and listening to too much Nashville Skyline. And it's definitely not about heartbreak. Flowers are blooming, but behold the cold fade. Spring it comes early, winter stays late. Spring it comes early, winter stays late.
Love roams through the meadow, there's frost all around. What are my flowers on the cold ground? What are my flowers on the cold ground? Songbirds are singing about the harsh times of past. The fire's been teared, the shadows still cast. The fire's been teared, the shadows still cast. Time it takes all the seasons away, feel the great deep sway. Rhyme no reason, leave us back here again. The dawn of the brand new day. The sun peeks through the forecast and melts all the snow. Despite these conditions, love could not go. Despite these conditions, love could not go. Flowers are blooming, but behold the cold fade. Spring it comes early, winter stays late. Spring it comes early, winter stays late. Spring it comes early, winter stays late.
Thank you. And I'll pass it off on to Cheryl, who I've enjoyed working with on a professional and personal level for so many years, and enjoyed even more her music. Some more stalling. Yeah, it's just, I guess wherever. Okay. It projects.
I'll make it project.
All right, I'm going to go a little au naturel up here. So everybody, my name's Cheryl Weiser, and I know most of you, in fact, almost all of you, through my life in this work that we do. Some of you have played on your farms, Luke, Heidi and Mike Peroni, Linda Nunzig, and it is such a beautiful and surreal gift to be up here making music, and especially making music for all of you. This is probably like my 6th conference I've been to, and this work has always struck me about family. And it's a powerful thing. So I didn't write anything for this, but I did think about, of all the songs that I've sat with over the last couple of years, because I do a lot of house concerts and I do a lot of songs by other artists to think about what does it mean to come together, what does it mean to love, what does it mean to be in a relationship with the world. And I love this song, and I think that it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't stand up and be immovable, that you stand together and you're strong together as community. So anyway, I love doing it, and it's by Tom Petty, and please feel free to sing along. Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. No, I'll stand my ground. But keep this world from dragging me down. Stand my ground. I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. I won't back down. Stand my ground. Know what's right. We got just this one fight. In a world that keeps on pushing us around, we stand our ground. You got it, Luke. Won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. I won't back down. Won't
Well, that's going to be a tough act to follow, ladies and gentlemen. But does anybody feel like hearing a story? Anybody feel like hearing a story? Yeah? More importantly, does anybody feel like telling a story? Yes? Great. I see at least a couple of people shaking their heads yes. So if you feel like telling a story, you want to tell a story, there are little slips of paper on your tables. Just all you got to do is write your name on that slip of paper. And one of these two lovely people right here, Sarah and Terry, are going to come around and collect those slips of paper. And we're going to draw them at random, just like they do on the Moth Radio Hour. But we can't call this the Moth Radio Hour for copyright reasons. So I'm calling it the Pollinator Radio Hour because this is a farm conference, right? So the Pollinator, the tales from the field, tales from the farm. So any story you want to tell that's about 5 minutes long, there are going to be an illustrious panel of judges. I'm not sure who the judges are, but they're here somewhere, who will figure out the top 3 stories out of, I think we're going to have time for about 5 of these, maybe 6, maybe 7, depends on how many names get put in the basket. The top 3 storytellers are going to win one of these fabulous prizes that Melissa is putting out on the stage here. It looks like there's a basket of beer, it looks like, or something. It looks like there's, I'm not sure what they are, but it's a surprise. Just like what we're about to hear, hopefully, these lovely tales, these stories. And so while Sarah and Terry are going, have you collected them already? No. Okay, well, let's go ahead. If you've got a story to tell, be sure you write your name on a slip of paper. And while they're collecting them, I'd like to share some words with you, written by a poet much more talented than I,